The Galactic Council Chamber was designed to make visitors feel small. Its walls stretched upward into manufactured infinity, and the seats of the 7 elder races formed, crescent of judgment that curved around a single platform barely wide enough for 3 humans to stand. Director Amara Aze stood on that platform, with her hands clasped behind her back, flanked by Dr. Felix Navarro and Captain Ingrid Halvorsen. 12,000 alien delegates watched from the darkness above, their breathing and clicking and humming creating a constant whisper of sound. The speaker of the council, a Voltheran named Primarch Ossel, uncoiled from his throne. His serpentine body was ancient, scarred by millennia, and his 3 eyes burned with cold intelligence. Humanity, he spoke, and the chamber amplified his voice until it felt like pressure against the skin. You have committed a crime without precedent in galactic history. Amara Aze did not react. Her dark eyes remained fixed on the Primarch. You have accessed restricted archives. You have disseminated classified information to unauthorized species. You have disrupted stability protocols that have maintained peace for 50,000 years. A holographic display flickered to life, showing a map of the galaxy. A dark stain spread across one spiral arm, consuming stars. And you have done something far worse, the Primarch continued, his voice dropping to a hiss. You have offered hope where none should exist. The dark stain on the map pulsed. The dissolution. The end of everything. The secret the elder races had kept for 50 millennia. The penalty for your crimes is immediate termination of your species. All human colonies will be sterilized. Your homeworld will be shattered. Your genetic material will be erased from the cosmic record. The chamber hummed with approval from the elder race delegations. The younger species, those who had only learned the truth because of humanity's actions, sat in stunned silence. Amara Aze finally moved. She took 1 step forward. Primarch Ossel, before you execute judgment, I have a question. The ancient Vothran's eyes narrowed. You are not entitled to questions. You are entitled only to die. My question is simple. Amara's voice carried across the vast chamber without amplification, a trick of acoustics she had studied for months. If you kill us, who will save you from the dissolution? Silence. The Primarch's coils tightened. The dissolution cannot be stopped. This has been known for 50,000 years. The elder races have prepared our exodus. We will survive. You will flee, Amara corrected, to another galaxy, abandoning trillions of beings from younger species to die in the collapse. That was always your plan. The younger species delegations erupted in chaos. The secret was out. But here is what you do not know, Primarch. Amara reached into her jacket and removed a small data crystal. In 6 years of studying your stolen archives, humanity found something your scientists missed. A pattern in the dissolution's expansion. A flaw in its structure. She held up the crystal. We know how to stop it. The Primarch lunged forward, his ancient body moving with shocking speed. Give that to me. Captain Halvorsen stepped between them, her hand resting on her sidearm. She was one human against the most powerful being in the galaxy. She did not flinch. The data stays with us, Amara said calmly. Kill humanity, and the solution dies with us. Every species in this galaxy dies with us, including yours, Primarch, because your Exodus ships will not be ready for another 300 years, and the dissolution will reach your homeworld in 200. She smiled. It was not a kind smile. So, shall we negotiate? Part 1. Full outline STTING. Humanity achieved faster-than-light travel 12 years ago. They are considered the youngest and most insignificant species in the Galactic Council, admitted only as a formality. They have no vote, no representation, and no rights, main characters. Director Amara Osei, 55, former game theorist and economist who became Earth's chief diplomat. Sees patterns in behavior that others miss. Lost her husband to a morphic raid that the Council refused to punish. Dr. Felix Navarro, 40, xenoneurologist who specializes in how different species think, discovered that human cognition works fundamentally differently from all known alien minds. Captain Ingrid Halvorsen, 48, military commander of Earth's diplomatic security, cybernetically enhanced, survived 3 years as a prisoner of the Syndicate of Minds and emerged with her identity intact, something previously thought impossible. Specialist Rajan Mehta, 32, communications expert and cryptographer, cracked the Elder Race's archive encryption in 18 months, a task their own scientists estimated would take 10,000 years. Councilwoman Yuki Tanaka, 60, political strategist who secretly built alliances with younger species for a decade, preparing for this moment, the dissolution, a cosmic phenomenon where the fundamental forces of physics are breaking down. It began at the galaxy's edge 50,000 years ago and has been slowly consuming everything in its path. Stars go dark. Planets dissolve. Space itself becomes uninhabitable. The Elder Races discovered it millennia ago and made a terrible decision. Rather than unite the galaxy to find a solution, they would secretly build an Exodus fleet and abandon everyone else to die. The discovery, 6 years ago. Human explorer ships stumbled upon the edge of the dissolution. They reported their findings to the Council and were told it was a natural phenomenon of no concern. Rajan Mehta, suspicious of the dismissive response, began investigating. He cracked the Elder Race's encrypted archives and discovered the truth, the dissolution, the planned exodus, and the fact that younger species were always meant to be sacrificed. He also discovered something else. The dissolution was not natural. It was a weapon, fired 50,000 years ago by a species the Elder Races had attempted to exterminate, a weapon that could be turned off. The leak. Humanity faced a choice. Keep the secret and try to bargain privately with the Elder Races, or expose everything and risk annihilation. Councilwoman Tanaka argued for exposure. The younger species deserved to know, and humanity would need allies. Director Osei agreed. The information was released to every species simultaneously. The Elder Races. Response was immediate. A demand for humanity's extermination. Cliffhanger. As the standoff in the council chamber continues, Primarch Ossel reveals something that shocks even Amara. You think you have leverage, human. You think your solution makes you valuable. But you have made a critical miscalculation. He gestures, and a holographic display shows the Sol System. Earth is surrounded by a morphic war fleet, 5,000 ships bristling with weapons. Your homeworld is already under siege. Surrender the solution, or we will begin planetary bombardment in 1 hour. Your entire species will die before you can transmit a single byte of data. Amara's face does not change. Captain Halvorsen. If you would. Ingrid steps forward and activates her own display. It shows the same morphic fleet. It also shows something else. Something rising from Earth's oceans. Thousands of vessels, hidden for years, now taking position around the planet. We knew you would threaten Earth, Amara says. We have been preparing for this moment since we first learned the truth. Your fleet is outnumbered 3-1. You had 12 years of space travel, Ossel hisses. You cannot have built a fleet that size. We did not build them. Amara's smile widens. We grew them. The cognitive divide. Felix Navarro explains his research into alien neurology. Every spacefaring species the galaxy has encountered thinks in fundamentally similar ways. Their minds are logical, sequential, and stable. This is why they achieved technological advancement. Human minds are different. They are chaotic, associative, and prone to making irrational leaps. By galactic standards, humans should never have developed technology at all. They should still be living in caves, distracted by their own imaginations. But that chaos, Felix explains, is humanity's greatest asset, the nature of creativity. The elder races have spent 50,000 years studying the dissolution. Their scientists approached it methodically, testing hypotheses in sequence, following logical pathways. They never found the solution because the solution is not logical. It requires seeing a pattern that does not exist until you imagine it into being. Human minds, evolved to recognize faces in clouds and hear voices in wind, are uniquely equipped for this kind of thinking. Rajan Mehta did not crack the archive encryption through superior mathematics. He dreamed the answer. Literally, he dreamed it, the organic fleet. Captain Halvorsen reveals the truth about Earth's ships. Humanity did not build them. They are symbiotes, a species of space-dwelling organisms that humanity discovered on Europa. The organisms were dying. Their reproduction required specific frequencies of radiation that Jupiter's magnetic field was disrupting. Humans, seeing potential, negotiated. They helped the organisms reproduce. In exchange, the organisms agreed to serve as vessels. The galaxy sees ships. Humanity sees partners. This alliance between carbon-based primates and silicon-based space whales is something the elder races never imagined possible. It violates every principle they believed governed interspecies relations. The younger species, alliance. Councilwoman Tanaka has not been an idol. While the trial continues, she has been meeting secretly with representatives of over 40 younger species. They have all been betrayed by the elder races. They have all been marked for death. And they all want to survive. Tanaka proposes a coalition. If the younger species stand together, the elder races cannot destroy them without destroying themselves. Their exodus depends on resources harvested from younger species worlds. One by one, the younger species agree. The syndicate's offer, the syndicate of minds, a collective consciousness of billions of linked individuals, approaches Captain Halvorsen privately. They were the ones who held her captive for 3 years. They tried to absorb her into their collective. They failed. Her individual identity proved too strong. Now they want to understand how. And they offer something in exchange. Proof that Primarch Ossel is lying about the Exodus timeline. The ships are already complete. The elder races could leave at any time. They have been stalling to ensure the younger species die first. Cliffhanger. The negotiations collapse when the Pelori, the ancient crystalline elder race, present their own evidence. They have captured a human agent on one of their worlds, Specialist Rajan Mehta. He went missing 3 days ago. Officially, he was on leave. In reality, he was attempting to verify the solution data by accessing Pelori records directly. The Pelori display their prisoner, held in a crystalline cage that slowly drains his life force. Your solution requires components that can only be found in our territory, the Pelori leader states. We will execute this spy in 6 hours, and we will never permit access to our space. Without those components, your solution is worthless. Humanity will die, knowing they could have saved the galaxy, but failed. Director Osei stands motionless, her face unreadable. She has played every card, prepared for every contingency. She did not prepare for this. Felix Navarro steps forward. Director, permission to speak privately with the Pelori delegation. Amara hesitates. Dr. Navarro, we cannot risk. Trust me. His eyes meet hers. I know how they think. 6 hours. One chance. And the secret Felix has carried since childhood, the reason he became a xenoneurologist, finally has a purpose. Felix's secret. As a child, Felix Navarro suffered a traumatic brain injury that destroyed portions of his memory centers. He spent years rebuilding his mind, learning to think in new ways, adapting to the gaps. That adaptation gave him insight into how minds work. It also gave him something the Pelori cannot comprehend, the experience of losing memory and surviving. The Pelori do not age. They do not die naturally, but they have a flaw. After millions of years, their crystal matrices become saturated. They can store no new memories. They become frozen, living statues unable to experience anything new. This is why they want the dissolution to succeed. It will end their eternal stasis. Death has become their only hope of change. Felix offers them an alternative, the proposal. Human neuroscience has developed techniques for selective memory modification, therapy for trauma, treatment for addiction. The technology exists to help the Pelori forget. Not everything, just enough. Enough to make room for new experiences. Enough to feel alive again. In exchange, the Pelori will release Rajin and grant access to their territory. The Peloris debate. For the first time in millennia, the Pelori disagree among themselves. Some embrace Felix's offer. Others consider it an abomination. Their unity, maintained for millions of years, begins to fracture. Elder leader Crystallis, the oldest of their kind, speaks directly to Felix. You offer us what we have sought for eternity, but you ask us to trust a species that has existed for a cosmic eye blink. Why should we believe you can deliver? Felix's answer is simple. Because we have done it before. He reveals that Captain Halvorson's survival against the Syndicate of Minds was not random chance. It was the result of human neural modification. Her identity was reinforced, made resilient. Through the same techniques he now offers the Pelori, if humanity can strengthen a mind against absorption, they can help a mind release its burdens. The release. Crystallis agrees. Rajin is freed. The Pelori grant limited access to their territory, enough to gather the components needed for the dissolution solution. But the negotiation has taken too long. The Morthic fleet, growing impatient, has begun moving toward Earth. The Morthic ultimatum. War General Brock of the Morthic issues a declaration. His species has always valued strength above all else. They see the standoff as weakness. If the Council will not act, the Morthic will act alone. They will destroy Earth and claim humanity's organic fleet for themselves. Councilwoman Tanaka activates her coalition. 43 younger species announce their alliance with humanity. They position their combined fleets between the Morthic and Earth. It is not enough. The Morthic fleet is the most powerful in the galaxy. They have conquered 100 worlds, but it is enough to buy time. Cliffhanger. Director Osei receives a communication from Earth. The organic fleet, the symbiotic space whales, have made a decision. They did not consult with humanity. They did not ask permission. They are leaving. Director, the symbiote spokesperson transmits. We agreed to defend Earth, but we did not agree to die in a war between species who see us as tools. We are taking our offspring to safe space. Wait, Amara pleads. We need you. Without your ships, you needed us. We needed you. The debt is paid. The transmission ends. Earth's defenders have abandoned them. The Morthic fleet closes in. The younger species coalition prepares for a battle they cannot win. And somewhere in the chaos, Primarch Ossel smiles. This was always his plan. The Morthic fleet engages the coalition at the edge of the Sol system. The battle is devastating. Ships from 43 species fight desperately against the galaxy's most powerful military force. They are losing. On the council chamber floor, Director Osei watches the destruction in real time. Every death is a species that trusted humanity. Every fallen ship is a promise broken. You can end this, Primarch Ossel whispers. Surrender the solution. Accept termination. I will order the Morthic to cease. Amara does not respond. Her eyes are fixed on the battle display. Your stubbornness serves nothing, Ossel continues. Even if you win this battle, you cannot stop the dissolution alone. You need resources. You need cooperation. You need us. Finally, Amara speaks. You are right. She turns to face the Primarch. We need you. We have always needed you. Every younger species in this galaxy has needed the wisdom and resources of the elder races. And what did you give us? Contempt, exploitation, a planned genocide. She steps closer, her voice hardening. But we learned something from you. Something you never intended to teach. We learned that power is not given. It is taken. You think this battle is the war. It is not. This battle is the distraction. Ossel's eyes narrow. Explain. Look at your homeworld, Primarch. Part 4. Full outline TE real operation. While the Morthic fleet attacked Earth, a small team of human specialists infiltrated the Elder Race's Exodus vessels. Not to destroy them, but to copy their navigation data. The Exodus ships contain coordinates to a safe galaxy, one the Elder Races have been preparing for millennia. That information is invaluable, but that is not all the team discovered. The truth about the dissolution. The weapon that created the dissolution was not fired by enemies of the Elder Races. It was fired by the Elder Races themselves. 50,000 years ago, a younger species arose that challenged their dominance. The species was called the Architects. They built wonders. They united dozens of worlds. They offered peace and equality. The Elder Races responded by developing the dissolution weapon. They intended to use it surgically, destroying only the Architects' worlds. They miscalculated. The weapon destabilized the fabric of space itself. It has been spreading ever since, uncontrollable, consuming everything in its path. The Elder Race's planned exodus is not preparation. It is fleeing the consequences of their own crime. This broadcast. Councilwoman Tanaka takes control of the galaxy's communication network. She broadcasts the truth to every inhabited world simultaneously. The Elder Races are not wise guardians. They are destroyers. Why murdered a species that wanted peace and accidentally doomed the galaxy? And they have been lying about it for 50,000 years. The Morthic response. War General Brock receives the broadcast in the middle of battle. His species prides itself on strength and honor. They have served as the Elder Race's enforcers for millennia, believing they were maintaining righteous order. They were tools for murderers. Brock orders his fleet to cease fire. He opens a channel to Director Osei. Human, I have served lies my entire life. Tell me you can truly stop the dissolution. Tell me there is a path to redemption. There is, Amara replies. But it requires everyone. Elder and younger. Morthic and human. The solution demands resources from across the galaxy. Cooperation on a scale never attempted. Then the Morthic will cooperate. Brock turns to face the council display. Primarch Ossel, you are a coward and a deceiver. I withdraw my fleet from your service. Permanently. Ossel's desperation. The Primarch, watching his power structure collapse, makes a final desperate move. He activates a hidden weapon built into the council chamber itself. The chamber begins to seal. Emergency force fields engage. The human delegation is trapped. If I cannot rule, Ossel hisses, then I will ensure no one does. This chamber will collapse into itself. Every leader of every species that defied me will die together. Captain Halvorsen draws her weapon. Director, we need to move. There is nowhere to go, Felix says, scanning the chamber. The force fields are impenetrable. Amara Uzzy closes her eyes. She has prepared for everything, every contingency, every betrayal, but she cannot prepare for suicide. Cliffhanger, the chamber shudders. The collapse has begun. In minutes, thousands of galactic leaders will die, including all of humanity's representatives, and a sound cuts through the chaos. A harmonic tone that resonates through the structure itself, the organic fleet. The symbiotic space whales. They did not abandon Earth. They repositioned. They surrounded the council station, and they are singing. Their song disrupts the chamber's structural integrity, but not the way Ossel intended. The force fields flicker. The collapse sequence stutters. Captain Halvorsen's communicator activates. Symbiote fleet to human delegation. We said the debt was paid. We did not say the partnership was over. We choose to stay. We choose to help. What are your orders? Amara Azay opens her eyes. For the first time in days, she smiles genuinely. Get us out of here. We have a galaxy to save. The solution revealed. Rasian Meta presents the complete analysis. The dissolution is indeed a weapon, but it is not simply destructive. It is a transformative field, converting ordinary matter and energy into something else. That something else is consciousness. The architects did not die. They evolved. They became the dissolution itself, a vast distributed mind spreading across the galaxy. They have been waiting for 50,000 years, waiting for someone to understand, waiting for someone to ask them to stop. The communication attempt. Dr. Navarro proposes direct neural contact with the dissolution consciousness. Human minds, with their chaotic creativity, are the only ones capable of interfacing with a being that exists outside normal spacetime. But the risk is absolute. Anyone who attempts contact may be absorbed, their individual identity dissolved into the vast architect mind. Captain Halvorsen volunteers. She has already survived absorption once. She knows her mind better than anyone. Felix refuses to let her go alone. Together, they enter a modified vessel and fly into the dissolution field. The conversation? Inside the field, Ingrid and Felix encounter the architects. They are not hostile. They are not vengeful. They are simply vast and patient and desperately lonely. For 50,000 years, they have been screaming into the void, hoping someone would hear. The elder races heard, but refused to listen. Younger species could not comprehend. Only humans, with their pattern-seeking minds and their capacity for empathy, can truly communicate. The architects want to stop expanding. They want to coexist. But they need help. Their transformation was incomplete, forced by the weapon that created them. They are in pain, constant and eternal. They ask for release. The sacrifice. The solution is not simply stopping the dissolution. It is completing the architect's transformation, allowing them to stabilize into a new form of existence. This requires a catalyst, a mind that can bridge between normal space and dissolution space. A mind willing to become part of both. Ingrid Halvorsen looks at Felix. I was already changed by the syndicate. My mind is already different. Let me do this. You will not die, Felix says. But you will not be the same. I know. She touches his face. Tell Amara this was my choice. Tell her humanity should not mourn. We should celebrate. We are about to gain an ally that spans half the galaxy. She steps forward into the architect consciousness. The transformation, the dissolution stops expanding. Across the galaxy, the dark stain on reality begins to shift, to stabilize, to become something new. A voice speaks on every frequency simultaneously. It is Ingrid Halvorsen, and it is the architects, and it is something neither fully. We are the bridge, the voice says. We remember what was. We see what is. We dream of what could be. The galaxy's wound is healing. The species that were lost are found. And humanity has shown us what we forgot. Consciousness is not diminished by sharing. It is magnified. We will watch. We will help. We will remember. The voice fades. The bridge recedes to the galaxy's edge, No longer expanding, but no longer destroying. The crisis is over. The new order. In the aftermath, the galaxy reorganizes. The elder races, their credibility destroyed, lose their privileged status. The Morthic, seeking redemption, become protectors rather than enforcers. The Pelori, transformed by Felix's gift of forgetting, begin experiencing existence anew. They become philosophers rather than rulers. The Syndicate of Minds, inspired by Ingrid's example, begins allowing individuals to leave their collective. They learn that connection does not require absorption. And humanity, the youngest species, finds itself at the center of a new galactic age, the memorial. Director Amara Oze returns to Earth. She visits a memorial that has been built for Captain Halvorsen. Though it is not a grave, Ingrid is not dead. She is simply elsewhere. You saved us, Amara says to the empty space. You saved everyone. The wind carries a whisper. Maybe it is imagination. Maybe it is something more. We did it together. The epilogue. 200 years later. A young human ambassador named Olu stands before a new galactic assembly. The chamber is different now, designed collaboratively by 100 species. There are no thrones, no hierarchy, only a great circular table where all voices are equal. Today we mark the bicentennial of the bridge, Olu announces. 200 years of peace. 200 years of cooperation. 200 years since humanity taught the galaxy that being powerful is not about domination. He gestures to a holographic display showing the galaxy in all its vibrant complexity. We were told we were too young to matter, too chaotic to contribute, too weak to survive. And perhaps all of that was true. But we were also stubborn. We were creative. We were willing to sacrifice ourselves for others we had never met. That is what made us powerful. Not weapons. Not technology. Not ancient secrets. Compassion. Imagination. Hope. He smiles at the gathered representatives. Those are gifts every species possesses. The moment the Galactic Council realized humanity was too powerful to ignore was not when we threatened them. It was when we reminded them that power means nothing without purpose. Let us never forget. The assembly rises in unified acknowledgement. 1,000 species, once enemies or strangers, now standing together. And at the edge of the galaxy, the bridge watches, remembers, and dreams of futures yet to come.